Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Mrs. Shilpa R., Coordinator VET Potential and Assistant Professor in BSc Fashion and Apparel Design at VET First Grade College. And it's my honor and privilege to stand before you all today as we conclude the second day of this insightful and enriching two-day national conference on capacity building in higher education, co-organized by Center for Educational and Social Studies, CES, VET First Grade College, and Sikkim University, and sponsored by ICSSR. To begin this session, it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Gaurisha, Professor and Director of CES, to deliver the welcome address and share his thoughts on the way forward. With his vast experience in quality management and accreditation in higher education, he has played a pivotal role in shaping academic policies,
Third time, I think.
including his contribution to the national education policy. Sir, we are very eager to hear from you, sir. So over to you, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I have not allowed you to give your whatever that you have prepared about me. So, namaste, good evening to all. Good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais. It is my privilege to welcome all the honorable guests for this valedictory function of 2 days national conference on towards Vikasit Bharat Vision 2047 capacity building in higher education. Amongst us today we have very distinguished guest. All the way he has travelled from Delhi, landed 3 hours back in Bengaluru and now right in front of us, Professor Dr. Nirmaljeet Singh Kalsi, very senior bureaucrat, an IAS officer, formerly served in various capacities under the Government of India emblem. I think many of his contribution in terms of NCVET and education, field of education is always remembered by the country, citizen of this country or stakeholders of education. Very interestingly, sir is not only an administrator at the national level, he is also distinguished faculty, visiting professor even today for many IITs and many other institutions in the capital of the country. He is presently member high-level committee of National Credit Framework, Ministry of Education, Government of India, former chairperson of NCVET, Government of India, and also the Executive Council of National Assessment and Accreditation Council. And many other committees, even today, he works day and night. So I take this privilege on behalf of all the organizing institutions and all the delegates here, I take this privilege to welcome heartily Nirmaljeet Singh Kalsi. Sir, hearty welcome to you for this valedictory function. And I think 2 days we have taken all the services of VET first grade college. I think most of the faculty are in confusion whether the people from CES are part of VET, they are employee of VET, or I think that kind of culmination is happening in 2 days with a lot of interaction with all the staff members of the VET, right from the principal madam to the entire team. So we have taken all of your facilities to the maximum extent, sir. I don't know whether principal madam has taken it in earlier programs, but CES has taken everything. So the Honorable Secretary of Vasavi Educational Trust, Shri Dr. Manandi N Suresh sir is here. I extend a warm welcome on behalf of all the organizing committee members. So many will become friends on that only. Yeah. Anyway, in a lighter way. We have Dr. H.S. Ashok sir. Ashok sir, I think his introduction will be given by somebody here. I think morning also yesterday it was.
Mastermind behind that will be the Ashok sir. And for this program also, the entire conceptualization of the objectives
And what is that we are really thinking in terms of capacity building in higher education, that has come from Ashok sir. I extend a warm welcome to you, sir, for this valedictory function. For our young team at CES, the great support is from the always Dr. Muralidhar sir. So all of you know him as a professor in the Government First Grade College, Kolar, but he is also the Executive Council member of SES and also one of the unit of SES, that is SEED. So I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. So over a phone call, I asked Parvati madam, can we have this conference at VET college? Can you host this? I think next minute she said, yes, it is possible. You send a formal mail, but I'm agreeing. I will also convince my management, but my management is always encouraging for all this. My team will work towards this. Sir, please come to VET. That is the answer I got from the madam principal. So I extend a warm welcome to you, madam, for your own college auditorium, this valedictory function. It's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you delegates from various parts of Karnataka and even outside Karnataka. So we are happy that to see all of you throughout the 2 days deliberations on various themes and sub-themes. I extend a warm welcome to all the team members of SES and VET for this valedictory function. So that is my first part of my job, that is welcoming all of you. The second part is what is the way forward. To just give a brief about the whatever deliberations we had yesterday and today, I think we had a very good contextual setting inauguration program with a very good address by the Srinath Bhatni. He actually told what is the role of industry and how it's evolved from the before independence and till today, and now with a definite goal how we are moving ahead for the Vikasit Bharat, to achieve the Vikasit Bharat goal. And also he connected what kind of role that education has to play. From there, I think we had an Edu Leaders Conclave called Edu Vision Dialogue. Professor M.K. Sridharji headed that particular program. I think he was telling me in the evening yesterday that how the principals involved in the entire discussions listed out all the challenges, and also interestingly in many conferences problems and challenges will be discussed. But very interestingly, in the principal conclave, people have taken responsibility to take the vision forward, and also many strategies also came as recommendations. And I think we had good paper presentations yesterday and today on the various sub-themes of the conference. And I think the IMB professor, Saurav Mukherjee, has beautifully brought out what are the different approaches for the capacity building in higher education. I think today we had a very good panel discussion. So what is the role of education in achieving the vision Vikasit Bharat? So we had a fantastic session in the morning, and also specifically what is our role as faculty in higher education from different streams. Dr. Rajendra Joshi has, I think, very well deliberated upon it with concluding from the Professor Muralidhar. Now we are at the fag end of the session for a new beginning of what I believe. Because SES, I think even VET, NAC or Sikkim University, ICSR, so whatever that we program conduct, it is a 2-day program, it will not end there. So for every program like this, for us it is a beginning. So what I mean to say is, as a way forward, what is that for all of us? It is not only for SES or organizers, it is for all of us how to take this movement forward and how to strategize educationally so that we can contribute towards the overall development of the growth, inclusive development, and moving towards making our country a developed nation, and also play our own role at our level. So that's the reason SES has taken as a mission to have a lot of capacity building programs in the year 2025. So we call it as a capacity building year for higher education, and we definitely will play a role as our responsibility working in this area for last 20 years. So we call this 2025 year as a capacity building year for higher education. It is not just Vikasit Bharat is our goal, but providing the quality education to all as envisioned in the National Education Policy 2020. So that's what we aspire, involving every stakeholder, whether it is parents, students, industry, society, policymakers, faculty, institutional builders and the management. So we would like to reach out everybody in the next, at least in the next 10 months in this year, and do lot of programs to develop a movement so that the participation of stakeholders of education become very meaningful, and also we become enthused to actually participate in the whole aspiring goals of the country that whether government of India or all of us are actually envisioning. So that's the way forward I am looking at. So this year, so we take many programs, and already we have initiated a research also towards this. By mid of this year, we will coming out with a lot of recommendations through the grassroots level primary data based, evidence based research. From there, we will intensify the entire effort towards that. So my humble request, all of you, those who attended the conference, and also to all the institutions and your colleagues wherever they are now, to join this movement. So join hands with the organization like CES, not only CES, there are many players in the country, so that, see, what is that really we are aspiring to see our own education system in the days to come. I think what is it, my bit, our bit, so let us do that through this particular process. CES is ready to support this entire initiative. It is not just the CES initiative, I think it's an education stakeholder initiative. We would like to do in that fashion. So I humble request to all of you, please join this and connect with us so that we can take it forward in a very meaningful way, so that we will also be benefited, and through that we will really contribute to the education community, the youngsters of our own nation, that is the youth of the country, and overall. So what is that we would like to achieve in 2047 or even before that. So that's the way forward I am looking at, and request for all of your support, institutional support as well as the individual support, so that we can take it forward. So with this, I conclude my way forward. So look forward to work with all of you in the days to come. So once again, welcome to all of you for this valedictory function. Not only this valedictory function, even beyond what is that we are planning to take it forward. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and for guiding us towards a meaningful way forward in higher education. Now I'm honored to invite our today's chief guest, Dr. Nirmaljeet Singh Kalsi, member of High-Level Committee, NCRF MOE, former chairperson, NCVT, Government of India, to address this gathering. Sir has played a key role in shaping India's education and skilling ecosystem, including the National Credit Framework, integrating academic learning with vocational training. As chairperson of NCVT, he has established national standards for skill-based education. He has held leadership roles in policy making, digital governance, and e-governance, including the Crime and Criminal Tracking Network and systems. He serves as a distinguished visiting professor at IITs and holds advisory roles at NAC, UGC, and IIM Rohtak. He is also an expert in strategy policy, public-private partnership, and institutional transformation, and continues to contribute to national development through academia, consulting, and governance, driving impactful reforms across multiple sectors. So we look forward to your inspiring words.
Very distinguished members on the dais, friends, I've been asked to speak on this important topic of capacity building in the higher education, which is being organized by CES at VET First Grade College here in Bengaluru. Today, if you see, the biggest challenge which higher education and school education both are facing, that is the quality of teaching and the quality of teacher, motivation of teacher. Now, whatever kind of policies you make, unless you build the capacities, you will not be able to implement those. So I'll talk about what are the key capacity building needs, what are the challenges being faced, and then there are 10 solutions which have been recommended by a national committee which has been set up by Government of India. Now this committee, as we talk, is working presently. I am a member of that committee, and we have given this work to 3 parallel IITs, IIT Madras, IIT Gandhinagar, and IIT Ropar. And they are developing 9 modules. And these 9 modules then we offered to about 15 lakh teachers. So there are 10 interventions required, and then we'll also discuss some core modules which are being recommended by that committee, and what are the other successful capacity building models available, and how do we actually monitor and evaluate the implementation, and finally the key recommendations. Looking at the landscape of education system today, I'll only talk about higher education. We have more than 4.5 crore higher education students in 1300 plus universities and 15 lakh teachers. So that's the system, 55,000 affiliated colleges, out of which 10,000 are AICTE approved institutions. And the kind of target which has been set for 2035, we need to look after 10 crore students, from 4.5 crores to 10 crores. Coming to the issues, first and the foremost, even when you teach a child, a preschool child or a school child, you need to have a B.Ed. That is all about pedagogy. But here we are not teaching any pedagogy. If you are a PhD, then you are given charge of a class of 35, 40, 60 students that you can teach them without actually telling you as to how you deliver education. So that's a very big challenge. So outcome-based teaching and learning, integrating experiential learning, use of interactive and adaptive learning strategies. Then holistic education and academic leadership, that is something which we are totally missing. You put somebody as vice chancellor, but is there a course for vice chancellorship? Vice chancellorship. If you put somebody even in the state service, or in the IAS, or in the IPS, or in the Indian Foreign Service, there is a full-fledged 2 years program. You actually train him. And it's only after training that he'll deliver. So you need to have some kind of training courses for the faculty also as well, and especially the administrative faculty. कोई नहीं, इसको अपना टाइम लेने दो, it will take time. The third is the use of technology. Now this is the age of digital transformation. This is the age of digital transformation. So we have to integrate technology, we have to integrate AI into all our courses. We have to integrate LMS, learning management system. Now recently Government of India has built a platform for training of its own employees. That platform is called Karmyogi Bharat. Today, as we talk, we have 77 lakh employees already registered on that portal. More than 3.4 crores employees have enrolled into a course, and more than 2.4 crore employees have completed at least one course. So digital technologies will have to be used, especially when I want to touch these 10 crore students. Otherwise, it is not possible. Then research and development capabilities. We'll have to teach our faculty members how to think research methodologies and publication ethics. The quality of publication is something which we are really bothered about. And then industry academia interaction. There is no meaningful interaction. You are from industry, so you understand it very well. That's a major problem. There is a gap. There is a gap, and we are not able to really fulfill that gap. And then training in intellectual property, the IPR, patents, funding mechanism, etc. Other thing is multidisciplinarity, interdisciplinarity, and transdisciplinarity. We are teaching just one subject. At the most, in one class, if we are offering more than one stream, subjects from different streams, we think that we have done a great job. Multidisciplinarity ho gaya ji. But that doesn't work. Ye kaun bola? Somebody is talking outside. Oh, I see. So, basically, we have to talk about interdisciplinary courses. When one subject gets into the other subject, this is the most difficult part. Okay? Then integration of skilling into education. That's a big challenge. And people from industry would agree with me that today, whatever academics we teach them, for industry they are no good. And we say that these guys, we have to retrain. Experiential learning and industry exposure is extremely important. Then outcome-based curriculum design and learning. I know many teachers would feel that they know OB. There are certain books available, certain courses available. But actually, if you want to design an OB-based course, one course design would take you at least 6 months. Also, the total cost of design of that course would be 5 to 7 lakhs. Because you have to consult so many experts. It's not that just 10 people sitting together, just they write something and they say, here is our course. Kya ho gaya? World ki best university se copy kiya. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So this is the way the new education policy integrates academics with skilling with experiential learning. On the x-axis is academics, on the y-axis is skilling, on the z-axis is experiential learning. And you have levels 1 to 8. So you have to earn 50% of the credits from academics, 50% from skilling. You add the two and you get a degree. This is not there. Now it is there in every institution, every course, every branch. It is there, it is possible. You can integrate internship, you can integrate apprenticeship, you can integrate online learning, you can integrate recognition of prior learning. You can integrate any kind of learning and still you will be able to give a degree. So teachers will have to be trained for this. Now coming to your education landscape, this is something which all of us must know. We must know what is the policy, including national education policies, national credit framework, national skill qualification framework, higher education qualification framework, then regulatory landscape, then what is autonomy, governance and accreditation. There are guidelines which are available, and now the idea is next 15 years, every institution has to be made autonomous. And then what are the funding and other sources, what are the global trends. So all this will have to be integrated into our capacity building. Second most important thing is holistic education and academic leadership, as I was talking about. So this leadership is required at every level, at the level of the head of the department, at the level of dean, at the level of pro-vice chancellor, vice chancellor, head of the institution. Everywhere this is required. So you have to tell them about such kind of leadership through various career development programs. I think there are very few of us who actually choose academics as a preferred career. And even if we choose the academics as a career, we don't think about it. We don't dream about it. That in 10 years I'll be the professor, and then I'll be senior professor, then I would have published so many papers. We don't think like that. We don't think about making money. That will create successful startups. That in the next 5 years, I'll create 5 startups and I'll be sitting over 10 crores. Why not? Unless you think about it, you can't achieve it. So you have to have proper career planning, career advancement, and then building an academic portfolio, including teaching, research, mentoring, everything, including startups, networking and collaboration with academia, industry, and international institutions. Now, how many of you today can tell me that they have very good relationship with 10 industries? And if you give a call to that industry head, right at 1 o'clock in the night, he'll pick up your call. That's the relationship. And they will pick up your call if they know that you are of use to them. इंडस्ट्री वाला किसी की सुनता नहीं है, ये डॉक्टर सुरेश अलग हैं, is different. Similarly, ethics, training in leadership and governance, strengthening faculty mentorship models, professional development, networking, mentorship, work-life balance, promotions and tenures, and then all kinds of leadership skills. And then you have to implement programs for each one of these separately. Pedagogical innovations and outcome-based teaching, that's highest priority. You need to teach them curriculum design, student engagement, teaching methodologies, then adoption of OB. There are various OB models, PLOs and CLOs, you know it very well. Then active learning strategies, then project-based and problem-based learning, integration of experiential learning, and AI-assisted teaching and adaptive learning tools. Similarly, implementing experiential learning and case-based teaching. And how you actually implement these plans on the ground. And how you collaborate with various institutions and regulatory bodies for the implementation of these kind of programs. Blended learning certification, then mandatory pedagogy learning. So every year this should happen because there are changes happening every year. Digital transformation, as I said, is another important area where you need to teach them technology adoption, virtual augmented reality, digital content creation. You need to teach them digital learning centers in every HEI must be created. Then set up the AI-driven teaching labs, and these could be set up with industry partners. And digital faculty boot camps can be organized. Similarly, digital tools for teaching, number of them are there. All kinds of LMSs are there. AR, VR facilities, digital content creation and gamification. Then blended learning has achieved a lot of importance now. Online learning as well as blended learning. So this is now fully allowed in the ecosystem. So I just recently wrote the ODL and online learning guidelines of UGC. So these guidelines are right now in public consultation. So we have made it very open. And you must take advantage of that. And that's the only way to reach millions of students. Then data analytics and generative AIs. Similarly, multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary courses. Now, these are extremely important. They are called MIT. Multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary. And industry academia collaboration for hybrid courses, credit transfer, and course customizations. And then actually designing one interdisciplinary course may take you as long as 6 months and effort from 4 to 6 teachers working together. But if you design that, your institution cannot be beaten by other institutions. And I can give you examples of such courses. Research and scholarly development, integrating research, innovation, and entrepreneurship in teachers' training programs. So building research competencies, then workshops on patents, IPR, research commercialization, then grant writing, how to write a proposal for various ministries, funding opportunities, and there are 21 ministries who are funding. I don't know whether you have made a complete list of that or not. And there are different formats for submission of projects. So somebody must teach them that. If you teach them, there's a huge amount of money to be accessed. People who know it, they access it. Otherwise, the other people, they miss the opportunity. Industry academia research partnerships. Lot of money is available from industry also for research, provided that research is of any value to industry. Industry always wants to give you money for a time-bound, definitive problem-solving research. No, even in IITs, no, if you give them money, till the time they have to take money, they'll just show you big presentations, everything. But the day they get the money and you ask them, where are the deliverables? Wait karo. We are working on it. They won't commit anything. And that is where the industry feels cheated. So we have to be very clear on that. Similarly, faculty research incubation centers can be created, seed funding mechanism for faculty research can be created. And these are small things which can be done in every institution. Then integration of skilling in higher education. As I said, 50% of the credits can be achieved through skill-based courses. And there are about 4,000 skill-based courses which have been designed by NCVT, approved by NCVT, which are lying there. You can just pick up those courses, integrate them into your curriculum and teach them. You can do that. And there is no problem on that. So it's possible. But you have to train your faculty to teach those courses. Or you have to coordinate with the industry which is sort of organizing those kind of courses. For example, for a history student, AI tools for historical research, that's a very important course. He has to be taught AI. He may not know the program behind AI, not required for everyone, but how to use that as a tool, that he must know. So such things will have to be taken care of here. And then certification in emerging skill domains, AI, cybersecurity, renewable energy, blockchain, fintech, smart manufacturing, then creating faculty-led skill incubators. Like your industry incubators, you can have skill incubators as well. This is also idea which can be explored. Then mandatory faculty upskilling and skill-based pedagogy. This course can be given. Then industry skill councils are there whose services can be utilized. There are 36 of them. And there are about 100 bodies which have been approved by NCVT as awarding bodies. Now you can work with them very closely and offer these. Then faculty performance assessment, evaluation and incentivization. Here assessments, how to design assessments, feedback mechanisms, evaluating teaching effectiveness, redefining faculty appraisals, and incentivizing the excellence. All these aspects will have to be covered under capacity building for teachers. And they have to be for different levels. For example, now, this could be for HODs and for Pro Vice Chancellors and Vice Chancellors as to how do they evaluate their own faculty. It is something which is extremely important to them. So diversity, equity and inclusion required by everyone. So I need not even emphasize this. In today's world, this is one of the most important things. And whether you talk about NAC grading or you talk about QS ranking or you talk about anything, no, these parameters have to be seen first. And then psychological literacy and student engagement. This is something which I found missing in every institution. You have student societies. Now, why those societies happen? Because we are not able to connect with the student. Student has nowhere to go. If he is caught into a loop, he is gone. He doesn't have any help. Even teachers don't have help. So we have to have some kind of component of psychological literacy for every teacher, and how do they actually engage with the student? They have to understand the student psychology. So addressing mental health and stress management, empathy-based classroom management, young adults as life stage, and then self-image and self-competency beliefs, emotional intelligence, stress management, and finally motivation and engagement, psychological needs, learning theories, principles and values. So all these will have to be included as part of the faculty development program, and we are working on these courses, and we'll make these courses, make them available on Swayam Plus. And all of you will be able to take up these courses. So most courses will go on Swayam Plus. And these are the courses which are right now being developed by the IIT. Now these are 9 modules: career management as a faculty, educational landscape and policy and governance, pedagogy, these are the 3 modules, then assessment and evaluation, ethics of teaching profession, then use of technology and digital technologies, and then psychological literacy, diversity, equity and inclusion, and finally research and scholarly development. These are the 9 modules which are being developed, which would be available, and the time frame is that you would start seeing them within 6 months, and then the entire population of the courses would actually take about a year's time. So there are models available. ARPIT 1, you are aware. Now we are working on ARPIT 2. All this is on 9 modules which I showed is part of ARPIT 2. And then there are other programs available from AICT, from Atal Academies. Even there are international models available which one can look at. And these models can be studied and suitably applied. So to align the vision, Viksit Bharat 2047, a structured faculty capacity building ecosystem must be developed, integrating NEP 2020 and NCR-based learning approaches. So finally, monitoring, faculty development scorecard, internal review mechanisms, stakeholders feedback mechanisms, automated LMS tracking systems, faculty certification and recognition, and then performance-based appraisal and incentives, and institutional partnerships and global exposures. Now, all these are methods which are normally used for monitoring and evaluation, and depending upon your own need of the institutions, these can be used. And finally, the key recommendations would be make faculty upskilling mandatory. So digital research and skilling are very important. Then create national faculty upskilling portals. This is being done by the government. Institutionalize industry, academia, faculty engagement through the internship programs, fellowship programs, or startups. Then integrate faculty leadership development into NAC and AICT guidelines. It should be measured so that people, they get into that. Unless it is made part of NAC, nobody pays attention to it. And then global collaboration and faculty exchange programs with top institutions. In our case, it could be even IIT IIMs and other NITs. And then by prioritizing OB, digital integration, interdisciplinary learning, research excellence and leadership, we can empower faculty as the driver of Viksit Bharat. So I would like to end here, and if there are questions, I would be happy to take questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your expertise and offering us a broader perspective on the role of policy in higher education reform. This session is further enriched by the presence of our Honorary Secretary, Dr. Manandi N Suresh, a distinguished leader whose contributions span entrepreneurship, finance, education, and community service. As a former president of FKCCI, he's transformed the institution into a dynamic, globally recognized organization by modernizing management system and fostering business growth. His philanthropic initiatives in education have impacted thousands of students through scholarship, infrastructure development, and skill-building programs. Beyond education, his leadership in Rotary International has resulted in major healthcare and community initiatives. As a visionary entrepreneur, he has successfully expanded his family business into finance, real estate, and infrastructure, creating opportunities for economic growth. He also plays a crucial role in several educational trusts and charitable foundations like Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Vasavi Vidya Niketan, Karnataka Arya Vaishya Educational Institutional Federation, Vasavi Hostel, Sankhya Vidya Foundation, Hindu Economic Forum, Vasavi Union Charitable Trust, and many more, all of which work towards empowering students, entrepreneurs, and underserved communities. Sir, I request you to preside over this session and share your thoughts with us.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow educators. I think talking after Dr. Nirmaljeet Singh is not good. I think he has covered everything. But I found out 2-3 points which are very, very relevant to today's situation. I come from industry background. Whenever we talk about education, always the thing is students come, but they are not ready for the industry requirement. That's the major problem industries face. Right now, I think the Mysore Infosys campus, now they have 400 students has been trainees, has been sent back because they are not fit for job, even though they have academically good, but they are not fit for that job, which is the major problem in today's education system. I think unless we change the total pattern, it is difficult for all of us to come to the next level. I would like to have one small example where I went to Germany for training to become president of the Chamber of Commerce. We had a training. I found out one interesting thing there. If you want to start a business, you should take a polytechnic degree for that starting a business. That is the system they adopt to give you license to run a business. So that's where Germany has got that type of things which is happening. And again, I went to Japan for one more course. There they said, our industries are just in time. So whatever material it comes, it has to come at that particular time, particular moment. We don't want anything to be stored or, sent. So these are the things that are happening. This is what I'm saying. These are all 10, 15 years back it was happening. Now they have advanced more. But I think our education system also has to change for today's needs. As Sir said, we can't change over everything overnight, but systematic changes has to be implemented in the educational system, for which the teachers, the professors, teachers, all have to be upgraded. Our own educational institution, during COVID, we all changed over to all our mobile systems, all our gadgets were used. Till that time, people were saying, no, it's not possible. So when need comes, these things will happen. So it's our need now to change the pattern of our education. And also, as a management, this one, I feel that more regulations are there in academics than what we wanted to achieve. And if you look at whatever courses you are giving, all are stale. There's nothing new in that. What is requirement? Now we are talking about AI. Where is the chapter we have AI in any institution? It's very, very small. And our own faculties are not ready for that. So this is where I think we have to start looking at and see that we are able to convert our own faculty members first and then make the students to learn. Today, students are much more intelligent now with the technology. They Google it, they see everything, they come back and do it. Unless we teachers also come to that level, it will be difficult. Coming back to our own, my job was not this one. After listening to Sab, I thought that let me also give my thoughts on this. It's my privilege to stand before you today as the Hon Secretary of this institution to deliver the valedictory address for this two-day national conference organized by CES in collaboration with NAC, Sikkim University, and VET First Grade College, and sponsored by ICSSR on the title Capacity Building in Higher Education, Educational Institutions. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for making this seminar a resounding success. Over the past 2 days, we have had the privilege of listening to renowned experts, scholars, share their experiences, best practices, and innovative ideas on capacity building. We have discussed the challenges, opportunities, and strategies for enhancing the quality of higher education in our own institutions. Many of you have shared the insights and experiences and perspective on this critical issue of capacity building. We have explored the complexities, challenges, and opportunities associated with the building capacity in higher educational institutions. We have examined the role of faculty development, institutional leadership, and strategic planning in enhancing the quality of education, research, and innovation. We also discussed the importance of technology and collaboration in building capacity, as well as the need for the institution to be adaptable, resilient, and responsive to the changing needs of the society. Furthermore, we have emphasized the significance of equity, inclusion, and social responsibility in higher education, and the need for institutions to prioritize these values in their capacity building efforts. As we conclude this conference, I would like to highlight some of the key takeaways that have emerged from our discussions. First and foremost is capacity building is a continuous process. It cannot happen in one day, it has to have continuous process. And institutional leadership is also critical. That's where changes will happen. And faculty development is essential. Technology is the key enabler. Internationalization is a key driver. Equity, inclusion, and social responsibility are essential. I would like to thank all our keynote speakers, paper presenters, and participants for their valuable contribution. I would like also to thank our partners, organizing committee, faculty members, and staff for their tireless efforts in making this seminar a success. As we move forward, I urge you all to take the insights, ideas, and inspiration from this conference back to your institutions and to use them to inform and shape your capacity building efforts. Thank you. I wish all of you all a safe and productive journey back to your destinations. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring leadership and for being a guiding force in multiple sectors. As we draw this conference to a close, I now call upon Dr. Bhagya GB, Senior Assistant Professor at CES, to deliver vote of thanks.
A warm evening to all the respected dignitaries, esteemed speaker, distinguished guests, and dear delegates. It's time to draw a drape to this two-day national conference on capacity building in higher education, sponsored by Indian Council of Social Science Research, organized in collaboration with National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bangalore, Sikkim University, Gangkok, and VET First Grade College, Bangalore. The two-day deliberations, paper presentations, and interactions with experts during the conference has provided with a specific inputs and directions for the research project undertaken by CES, and also helps in designing and strategizing the capacity building program in higher education. We are very grateful to have amidst us Dr. Nirmaljeet Singh as a chief guest for this valedictory session, for gracing us with his presence and sharing his vast experience in policy making, governance, and higher education reforms. Thank you, sir. It's an awe feeling to hear your words. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence. Now I request Dr. Gaurish, sir, to felicitate our chief guest. A special mention and heartfelt thanks to Dr. Manandi N Suresh, the Honorable Secretary of Vasavi Educational Trust, for presiding over this valedictory session. Your unwavering support has helped us to be successful during the execution of this conference, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence. May I now request Ashok, sir, to honor the Secretary, sir. I extend a heartfelt thanks to Dr. H.S. Ashok, sir, who is honorary professor at CES. Thank you very much for your presence, sir. A special thanks to Dr. Muralidhar, sir, professor and head of the Department of Commerce and Management, and our executive council member for his continuous support extended from the time of the inception of this program. Thank you very much, sir. And most importantly, the wheels of this program started a fortnight before, and we acknowledge the presence and support of Dr. R. Parvati ma'am, principal of VET College, Bengaluru, for her indefatigable, tireless efforts and ensure the smooth, successful execution of this conference. We also acknowledge our thanks to the entire team of VET for supporting us. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I request Gaurish, sir, to...
This we are presenting to VET, Madam Principal, and it also goes to the management and the entire team. So thanks a lot for your support. But we have put on the, you are the face, but we have mentioned management, principal, everyone.
We would like to thank Dr. Gaurish, sir, Professor and Director, CES, Bengaluru, for his innovative thought on the formats of the entire conference and the support extended. Thank you very much, sir. We extend our thanks to all the chief guests, speakers, chairpersons, panelists of all the various sessions of this conference for their knowledge and expertise. A big round of appreciation to all our collaborators, ICSSR, the chairman, the member secretary of ICSSR, NAC, in specific to our Ganeshan Kannabiraman sir and Vinita Sahuman in their absence. And we would like to thank Sikkim University, the Vice Chancellor and the Professor Bhutia Madam for her support. And also we would like to thank VT College for their invaluable contribution in making this event possible. Special thanks to the Executive Management Council of VT College and the Executive Council members of CES for extending their support. I also would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to all the faculty members, research scholars, delegates, and from different parts of the country who have actively participated in this conference. A warmest thanks to the press and the media for their coverage. Thanks to the support staff, technical staff team, and the volunteers who have worked tirelessly to ensure the seamless execution of this session. We acknowledge our thanks to the entire team of VT again, the first grade college, both teaching and non-teaching, for their invaluable contribution in making this event possible. I would like to thank my entire team of CES for their support too. As we conclude to this conference, let us take forward the ideas and discussions that have emerged over the past 2 days. Let us commit to working collectively towards the inclusive, innovativeness, and empowered education system that will lead us to Vikasit Bharat 2047. With this, I once again thank everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words and for acknowledging the collective efforts behind this successful conference. With this, we officially conclude the 2-day National Conference on Capacity Building in Higher Education. I now request all of you to raise for the National Anthem.
Yeah. Before National Anthem, I would like to convey personally thanks to Dr. Gaurisha, because he is the one from past 15 days, he is in connect with us, and each and every activity along with his team, we could able to succeed today's program. A big round of applause to Gaurisha and the entire team of CES. Thank you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गारे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
I now request all participants to collect their presentation certificates from room number 115 and participation certificate from room number 105. Thank you.